Hello, everybody. Welcome. It's Thursday. Yeah, it's good to be here with you. I'm here with Wisdom Seeker Joan and Kiguru Spiritual Journeys Terry, and thank you for all being here. Um, we have people busy this week, so I'm glad that we could all, the three of us, can work together. And we're thinking we might be able to get more questions. So if you have questions, put them up. We'll get to as many as we can today. Don't forget, these ladies are good at their medium questions. So ask away. Not particularly political ones, although I noticed there was something about an invasion. I guess we can look at that. Psychic ones. I think Terry also finds things, don't you, Terry? Do you find things? Like if somebody lost something? I can't hear her. She's
frozen up.
A little frozen. Are you frozen?
Oh. That.
Okay.
You can find things and it's like the pets.
Okay. Good. You did freeze there for a minute, so I'm just letting you know. Okay. Yeah. Good old internet out here in the West Coast. I tell you. Yep. So how's everybody dealing with their Mercury in retrograde?
It's okay.
It's okay.
Things are doing okay.
Yeah. Well, you can redo things. That's what Terry's doing. She's redoing things.
Yes. Anything with revisit, remodel.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing. Remodeling my yard. I remodeled my mantle. I'm just remodeling anything.
You're doing a lot of re's. Yeah. And so, everybody needs to remember that this is the time to do that. Rewrite something, redo something, remodel something, anything with a reacquaint yourself with something, resist. I don't know. That's what we need to do right now with this abortion thing. We have to resist the patriarchy. Anyway. Okay. So let's say hello to everybody. Hi, Sharon, Craig. Hi, Valerie, Kate. Who else is here?
There's Juno and Tommy and Deb H, Indigo Crystal, Chrysalis Tarot, and Karen Robinson.
Yeah. And Jean and Sue.
Oh, yeah, Jean.
Nancy. All right. Wow, we got a good group of folks here today. Thank you so much, Karen Robinson. Rita, we said Rita, I think. I'm going to take this down. Yeah, put up your questions if you have any. All right. I got yours, Craig. I got yours, Nancy. Hi, Deb H. All right. Okay, we have Karen has one. Oh, Heather. That's funny you say that it's warm where you are, and that's what Joan said where she is. She was outside doing gardening, right, Joan?
Yeah, it's almost 90 degrees, and we had our first huge thunderstorm and some tornadoes in the area last night. Wow. More tonight, I guess.
Okay. Yes, keep Mark Spirit Whisperer in your thoughts today. He's going in for that wonderful expression of love that we all do after we're 60 or 50 or whatever it is, where they check us out and make sure we're all doing well. Yep. And Kathleen Lightworker was going to come on, but her internet is very wonky, so she isn't here. And Thayer is out in the woods of New Mexico. They're shutting down the forest because of the fires tomorrow, so she wanted to spend some time there. So that's where our folks are today. All right. F the patriarchy, absolutely. Right. Tammy Jackson. Hi, Jean. You want to come on with us, Jean? Let me know. You can come on if you want. All right, I think I got about 6 questions so far, so let's go ahead and start. But first, let me ask you what I always ask you, ladies. What's going on this week for you?
Well, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. I had taken a week or so off, and so this week I've started doing readings again. And, it was 10 days without a reading, and I was, can I still do this again? But I'm back in the saddle, so it's
rusty.
Good at it, I think.
That's
so that feels good. So I'm continuing to take readings.
Okay, excellent.
I am continuing to take readings too on Saturday and Sunday afternoons.
Mhm.
And I have to say, this week almost felt like a week off for me too, because my granddaughter got to stay all week with me.
Oh, that's awesome. I
So,
know you
so
love that.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Did she have the week off from school, or you just brought her to school?
No, it's a complicated thing,
Oh,
but her
okay.
dad is working on being a nurse, and
Okay.
they
Yep.
kept having at the various schools COVID problems. And so
Yep.
since her high school's not far from me, she came to stay with me, and then I just take her there and pick her up.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
she goes home on the bus. So it's like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
it was
Well,
a
I know
little,
you enjoyed that, and she probably did too. So
yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah. Yep. Very good. All right. Well, I got tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Pacific time. I'm on the TLC channel with the cat hearts. I'm working with a cat mama, and I'm working Aiden, the new guy. I guess he's a new guy, and we're doing the Pictionary against Sherry's team, Sherry Swamp Lady. We're doing it, so it should be interesting, and you'll all see how none of us can draw, right? But and then Sunday I'll be back with Jean because we didn't do it this Sunday. I was busy, so yeah. So Sherry, get ready for us. We're coming. I know you are. I know. All right. Very good. Everyone's thanking you ladies for being here as well as myself. So thank you so much. So Rita's wondering if we can get maybe a little information. Is China planning on invading Taiwan? I didn't know they were surrounding Taiwan right now and practicing war games. Why does that not surprise me though? So ladies, if you can get anything on that, see what you can do.
I think I'm going to try my pendulum.
That's fine. Yep, do it.
Let's see what it says.
Mm-hmm.
My pendulum just sort of hung there and vibrated, but I was getting the message that not invading, but they're going to do what they usually do. And I'm no specialist in international
No, I
relations,
know.
sure, but I got the image of like a big, rope with a slip knot, sort of like a noose, but not like a
Like a
hangman,
noose. Yeah. Uh-huh.
but how they will slowly, slowly, slowly tighten the rope. And so it's not like what Putin did in Ukraine,
Right.
but suddenly they'll find themselves in an uncomfortable situation.
Okay.
And my pendulum said no, but then it kind of started going in an oval no, which to me kind of just goes with what Joan said, that
Yeah, or things could change.
they're
Right.
going to, they know that they're making them uncomfortable, and they
Yeah.
intend that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I pulled 3 cards. The first one I got was the Dark Night of the Soul. And that would certainly mean that they're very worried about it. The Taiwanese are really worried about what's going on, because when you go through a dark night of the soul, everything is really kind of scary, and it's not, you don't know what's going to happen, or you're really depressed. Then I got the word runner, and I'm not quite sure what that means, but it could be that they're running. If they've got those ships out there, they could be running those ships toward the island. I don't know. It says here that they're going to try to take control. Now, I don't know when. I mean, it may be maybe in years from now. I don't know. Or it might mean that Taiwan is going to start to take control of them being around them. I don't know yet. I don't get a sense of it. But yeah, the Dark Knight, the runner, and take control. So there's definitely some energy around that. I think there's some definite energy. But a lot of the times we can't tell when the time frame is going to come up, right, ladies? Yeah, we don't know that. So.
Right. And
Anyway,
there's so much else in the balance worldwide that, that's
correct.
an issue, but it
That's
might be
right.
disrupted by the
And the
whole.
Kim Jong-un thing too, that guy and what he's doing there. I mean, everything is sort of on pins and needles throughout the international community. And, I know we're not real political readers here. That isn't really our purpose. But at the same time, you can kind of feel what the energy is. And the energy is really tough right now, I think, everywhere. So thank you for your insights, ladies. All right. Nancy Riker was asleep and woke up to a voice saying 11. Can you tell me who this was? All right.
Okay, I'm going to check what I got.
Okay.
I got that it was a guide named Stephen, and it was to just a message that your angels are all around you and be alert to the signs, like angel numbers.
Uh-huh.
And I asked, so was that her angel, Stephen? And no, it was a guide.
Okay.
I got a guide as well, but that's really all I got.
Yeah.
It's funny. I don't know about you two, but this last 2 weeks I've been woken by messages like that too, just out of the like
Yep.
a doorbell rang and it wasn't mine.
Oh, wow. Wow. All
I
right.
get that sometimes, not recently, but when I hear it, it's so real that I go walking around the house and no, I guess that wasn't in the 3D world.
Oh, Sherry H., you probably don't hear this, but we certainly send you love and hope that your back feels better. Indigo Chrysalis thought perhaps it was Nancy's father or father-in-law. I don't know. That's kind of what she thought. I got something totally different. I got a lot of angels here. I got first chakra angel Michael, and that's always a great guy to have around, right? We love him. Looking for you to rest and rejuvenate. Here's the R's again. The rejuvenate, the rest, all with the REs. Remember, we are in the Mercury retrograde. And so that's what they're admonishing. But then you got another one, Haniel, Archangel Haniel comes in and says, you'll be infusing yourself in joy and blessings. Use your intuition. So it might be that who you thought it was is who it was. That's kind of what I said. But that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. All right. Thank you for the question, Nancy. Tell them to be a little bit more specific next time, not just a number. Tell them you want the lottery numbers, right? Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
The reason for his coughing. I think we can probably answer that, Craig, but I don't think we're going to know what the reason is. Okay. They're going to be the ones to tell you that, but we can probably figure out if they're going to let you know. Did you ever have COVID, Craig? Sorry.
I got a word right away. I rarely hear kind of a clairaudient kind of thing, but right away I just heard or knew kind of the word lisinopril, which is a medication that can cause you to cough. So I'm not a doctor and I don't don't play one on YouTube either.
Right, right.
Follow your doctor's advice.
Yeah. I take that. I take it for high blood pressure. Right?
I do.
I think that's what it's for. Yeah. Go
I
ahead, Joan.
I just used my pendulum, and it said, yes, they'll find out what it is. And I asked, will it be on the first visit, or is this going to take a while? And it said, yes, they'll find it on the first visit.
Okay.
And then I tried to get a little bit more information direct from Spirit about what's causing it. And they were, no,
they're not disclosing.
Down that road for me.
Yeah. And Craig, I get this. You know the answer. They're always throwing that in your lap, Craig, all the time. Your guides are throwing it in your lap, saying, "Now, come on, Craig. You are more intuitive than you think, but you are too bullheaded. Look at this. You're a bull. You're stubborn." It says here, you're uncompromising. Don't be so stubborn. Next time, if you start coughing, you go right to the doctor. But I know it's hard to get a appointment at the VA, so you probably went as fast as you possibly could. Anyway, I hope it turns out to be okay, and it's just something minor. Thank you for the question. All right, let me get this out of here and go into Karen Robinson. Remember, Karen's writing a book herself, but she has a friend writing a book about Marilyn Monroe and Frank and Dean. And I feel her around me. Is there anything she would like to have know about her? And I'm guessing you're feeling Marilyn, not your friend. So if I'm not right, please let me know. Hello to all those who came in later. I appreciate it.
In her own way, and within the strictures of her time and her life, she did what she could after she'd achieved fame to help promote other women. And I think she feels like that was not something that was generally known about her. Maybe she did it really on the down low and other people didn't know. Maybe. But so the general message is that she tried to use her fame not just for herself, but for good purposes.
Okay. Fascinating.
And so I asked first, like, is she hanging around? And they said, well, the guide said yes. Anytime you say her name, and you're talking to her, she can be there. And I got a very, very warm feeling when Joan was talking about this. She did support other women, and that she craved the support and love of other women, that the recognition from them. But she had something to say about the dress incident. She said, "Oh, don't make a big deal out of it. It's not that big of a deal. The dress is just a dress. Wait till
you're saying that Kim wore it, that Kim Kardashian wore it? Is that okay?
Yeah, Marilyn is putting the kind of a knowing in my mind. Don't worry about that dress. Don't worry about it. It's nothing to what goes on, what you can wear up here."
Yeah. It's not a big deal, in other words.
Right.
The fact that it was even worn again is really kind of nice. That it's not going to waste, Wow, that's very interesting. Okay.
And as you were talking, she kind of blended the two responses. And I saw her in the dress with her hand reaching down and helping somebody up, and kind of saying, no matter where you are, you don't have to be a movie star to don't forget where you came from and help somebody out.
That
So
is
I'm
amazing.
not sure that any of you have seen this, but there's a new documentary on her in her own words, basically, because they had a lot of taped stuff that she did. And it was quite interesting. I don't know if it was on Netflix or HBO. I can't remember, one of those. And it was it was pretty telling as well about her relationship with, well, not Frank and Dean, but with Bobby and Jack.
Hmm.
So yeah, this is what I got. Look at this. She liked that Kim was mirroring the dress and bringing it back, and she appreciated being reminded that she was the one that originally wore it. Um, she says, some of these men were her twin flames, especially Bobby. I believe Bobby was a, and she said, but it led me all to isolation and depression, and I overdosed and killed myself because it was just too much pressure for me. So that's kind of what I got out of this. But I thought it was funny that she brought the mirroring up first, and sort of said that about what was going on nowadays, and not as much what was going on then, because she's been gone a long time. Didn't she die like in 63? I think she died in 63 or 64, something like that, right after that birthday party with JFK.
Wow.
So yeah, very fascinating, Karen. You'll have to let us know when your friend finishes her book so we can look for it. Wonderful. So Ellen R. is hopeful of getting a job offer from IC. Will I get it? And would I be happy working there if I did?
I got both tuning in myself and then through the pendulum. Will you get the job offer? Yes. Will you be happy working there? It spun a long time before saying, not really. But then I heard, but take it because it'll lead to something else. It might be like a step along the way, but I don't get the idea that you would be there a long time. Maybe, Terry, you go ahead. I'll tune in and see if I can get anything else.
I was using the pendulum too, but I was also kind of listening as I did it. And I got, yes, you'll get an offer from them. And then I asked, well, will she like working for them? And it spun in circles. And just before I kind of made the question, the second question in my head, they said basically that you should very, very carefully negotiate it. Because just like Joan said, you might not be there very long. It might not be quite as, negotiate everything to make it as pleasant as possible. That's what I got.
I've heard so many people tell me it's really hard, I think, to open your own business and to be your own boss and all that stuff. I mean, it's a big expense at first. It takes a while to get income and all that. But I've heard so many people tell me that they'd rather do that than work for a corporation after many years of being there. They just don't. They feel like just a cog in the wheel. So I got response unknown whether you'll be offered, but it sounds like the ladies have you probably getting an offer. But it says your guides are offering you assistance. And this, because this apparently might come from a karmic lesson that you've had before. You may have had karma with the people at this place. And it says, wait for the mental clarity And so that's where I'm feeling like the wisdom of the Magi, or you are the magician yourself. But Ellen, you need the mental clarity. And I think Terry's right and Joan's right in that you should wait to negotiate. And if they don't negotiate with you, or they don't even want to talk about what they want to do, then that's probably telling you what you need to know, that you don't want to work there because they're going to be sort of stodgy, I guess. So yeah. We wish you lots of luck. Definitely. Yep. I just want to pull up a couple of comments that have been done. Melinda had said back when we were talking about China, she heard that in Taiwan, she heard that they are thinking about the companies there in China moving back or out. Okay. The other thing Andrea said was bullies are flexing muscles as ascension energy ramps up. Literal shift in what we're co-creating is needed. And that's where we come in. So yeah, we're trying to keep the vibration up. It's hard sometimes because the 3D wants to pull us back down. But yes, absolutely. But we can co-create because we know that everything starts in mind. So I agree with you there. Absolutely, Andrea. Thank you. Whoops, wait a minute. Okay, so we got Karen's about what Marilyn had to say. And it's interesting because she said that her friend writing the book, her father worked for Kennedy, and she wanted to write about the good times, not the bad. And also she was pissed to see Kim in the dress. And you know what? I don't care for Kim myself. And I don't know if, that would make me feel that way as well. But, Marilyn, she and Kim are probably a lot more alike than we choose to believe. They both were women who were, on their own and making their own money and getting involved in everything and wanting to be seen and so forth. So I think that's a fascinating comment that you've made there. So thank you so much. All right, Tammy Jackson, her ears are ringing. What's going on? Hi, Valerie, Illumination Portal. Thank you, Ellen.
Right away, I got ascension symptoms, and that they're kind of tuning your vibration. I heard ascension symptoms, and then saw like a pyramid, a clear pyramid, and thought, well, what's that? And it sort of gave the impression of it's like a receiver somehow, and they're working with your vibration and just with your kind of like your antennae.
I did the very same thing. I suddenly saw a guide, not one of mine, on my metaphorical stage with a tuning fork, and they said, "We're tuning her up," and he dinged over here and dinged over there. We're increasing her vibrations, so it's
Yeah.
Good work, Tammy.
Yeah. She says it makes sense. Yeah, she says it makes sense.
That they want you to listen to more music.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of music. They didn't say what kind, but it seems like you need a little more music in your life so they can continue with these vibrations.
Yeah. Doesn't really matter as long as it's soothing, I would think. It says here you're spending too much time on hostilities. They'd like you to check out of that. Maybe that's the news. I don't know. We certainly have a lot of it in the news. And they're saying, please go back to walk the temple path. The temple path, of course, taking you to more inner work that you're doing. And it says here, relaxation will bring you peaceful pursuits and happier times. So that kind of goes along with what the ladies are saying, turning your focus from exterior to more interior and balancing yourself and keeping yourself in tune. But yeah, it's funny how they try to get our attention and, where we go with it if they don't like it, they let us know. That's for sure. Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, she had cut back on music. It was bothering you. Maybe a new type of music, Tammy. Maybe a new type. Yeah.
Classical music, it's not always the one I like, but classical music actually works with our brain
Yep.
and
Yep.
helps our brain waves and vibration. So I
Yep.
don't know, maybe you could put a little
Yep.
of that in your life.
Absolutely.
They did
Um,
say one more thing though. Completely lost it. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I stepped on your reading. So
Nancy Smith says she has tinnitus, and so try something with a lower register. So maybe you want to do like a lower vibration instead of the higher ones. Yeah, that's possible. Good. Welcome to all of you who have come in of late and we haven't said hello to. We're not ignoring you at all. We love that you're here and thank you for being here with us. Yeah. Juno says major musical notes affect the physical body and minor notes affect the mind. I know that it's been proven that if you're studying something as a student or you're reading something, that to listen to classical music brings you back into focus. So it might be something you want to check into.
Yeah, I did that when I was in college.
Did you? Yeah. Wow. All right. Here's a medium question, folks. Her fiance, Alicia Trillo's fiance, was killed almost 50 years ago. The shock affected my memory. I have a ring that I don't recognize. It isn't my engagement ring. My mother insisted it is, and I took it off back then.
okay.
Do you have anything, Joan?
I got a yes from my pendulum and from just kind of tuning in that it is your engagement ring. And then I kind of saw your late fiance from all those years ago putting it on your finger and giving you a kiss. And he seemed to be saying he's tried to kind of keep in the background, but he's always been there for you. But it makes him happy that you're even thinking of him as it's associated with the ring. And he's kind of he doesn't want to get in the way and all of that, but he wants you to know that he's been watching over you all this time.
Wow.
Well, when I kind of merged with your energy, I got that, yes, it was your engagement ring. But then they kind of showed me, as I merged with you, they showed me you, and they showed me that you're really soft inside. They showed me like a really soft pink cake, and that you are so soft and loving. Even if right now you may have a very hard exterior, you may present the world with that, but you are very soft actually inside. And they told me you're a light worker. And that, I think that if you pursue any of your gifts, like meditation or any spiritual gift, I think that you will grow quite fast. So think about that.
Hmm. Hmm. I get here that you had a passionate relationship with this person. And so my feeling, I tried to pull a yes or no. I didn't get that, but I did get the passion was there. And that you went around and around and around with this issue for years and years and years. And you are being asked to let go of the past because you're repeating this story over and over again. I don't know if you felt guilty about it. I don't know if you, um, were unable to let go or whatever. But as Terry said, if you do have gifts and you will be very, very prosperous. So it's not necessarily abundance and success don't have to be monetary to be prosperous, but that you've got the gift, and actually this early experience that you have, painful as it was, opened you up to these gifts, and you just need to embrace those ideas and let yourself go. I think when you do, you'll remember about the ring. I really do. I think it was probably blocked because you didn't want to think about it. It was something that you had that was, you planned and you were going to be together, and then all of a sudden he's gone, and you didn't want that reminder constantly on your mind. So
it's a major trauma that can just
absolutely
knock out your memory. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that
Yep.
might be something, think about if that is something you'd want to explore with, like, Jean, Sun Psychic Jean does quantum healing and those
Right.
types of things. But
Yep.
just
Yep.
an idea.
Yeah. And it really does. It really helps. It may seem painful to go into, but once you've opened that up, you can heal your wound a little bit better, and maybe remember the more happier experiences with him and the things that you did together that were happier, and not just him being killed and all that. That's so tragic, and I'm so sorry that happened to you. And we send you lots and lots of love and healing for that. 50 years is just a blink of an eye sometimes, isn't it? Oh, all right. So Nancy Smith says she has lots of dreams with her family members who crossed, not all of them in the same one. Is there something that they want me to know? Hi, greeter. It's nice to see you.
Well, right off the bat, I get that they just want you to know that they're there for you. But without knowing the dreams or hearing the dreams, it's really hard to hear what they might be trying to tell you. But in general, I can tell right away that they want you to recognize that they're there, that they're back there supporting you all the time.
Wow.
I was smiling because Spirit kind of uses images that I'm familiar with to get the message across. And this time it was, I can't tell you how many times I read Horton Hears a Who to my son when he was little. But there is a part where they're all these little people down in Whoville, and they're on like a little clover, and Horton the elephant is looking down, and they're saying, "We are here, we are here, we are here." And so that's what they're saying to you, just like the people in Whoville were talking to Horton and saying, "We're here," and encouraging you to recognize that they are there, and all of them on the other side is real, and to keep doing exactly what you're doing to strengthen that relationship with your knowledge of being all that is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They like that you figured it out, actually, Nancy. They like that. They said, "Oh, completion and reward, because you recognize we have been with you, even if we're not all together." And these are visitations. These are times that we spend together. I know when I have a visitation with somebody from the other side, I don't want to wake up. And when I wake up, I'm kind of disappointed because I really feel like I've been with them. But they're saying, you reached it, and maybe at some point you'll also be able to glean what they want to tell you. But right now, they just want you to know they're there all the time. Whenever you mention them, whenever you think about them, and you're aware of that. So, they want you to know that. Yep. Good. Yep. Excellent. All right. Next one is Jen's Free. Has a coffee table in the living room that was swaying back and forth without a breeze. Who was that? Or what was that?
I was asking, was this the tree itself, or was this Gaia speaking to you through this tree? And it was no. Is this a spirit? Yes. Is it a ghost? Is there a ghost in the house? I got to know. And is this the spirits of departed loved ones? Yes. And let's see. Then I forget what happened next. Let's see. They are there. It was someone you're close. Oh, that's what it was. As I said, so is it someone you're close to? Yes. And it was someone who loved gardening. So there was someone in your family who was either really into nature and the outdoors and plants or gardening. This might have been the person trying to get your attention.
And I'm gonna say go with Joan's message because I didn't. I'm sorry, I didn't forget Joan's message because I didn't really get anything. Even my pendulums, when I asked it, was this a spiritual thing, and they said no. And then they showed me your house and said it was just some vibrations through the wood of the house, but I don't know.
That's funny. Oh my God.
Okay.
I get
all up to you.
I'm sorry.
No, go right ahead.
Okay. I get here, endless possibilities exist. Maybe it was telling you to get up and make some coffee. I don't know. The rose's kiss shows up. So we know that plants have and trees and so on have a vibration. So it could be that even they just were vibrating and you happen to see it. They're mysterious. I remember walking down the road on a walk and looking up and seeing during spring pollen. Oh, here we go.
I think we've lost you momentarily.
Oh, yep. See, I thought maybe it was me. Maybe I froze.
No.
Well, anyway, I think the next time she sees it, she should maybe ask out loud.
Really? Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Plant energy. That could be.
All right.
Oh, she'll have to come. She'll
come back in. Well, recently Terry and I.
Uh-oh.
Gosh. There we are. Okay.
Okay. So sorry, everybody. Yep. Yeah. Anyway, I got here that you're at a crossroads as well. And your crossroads is that you've got them communicating with you. But anyway, okay. I'll move on. Go ahead. I don't know. Were you saying something?
Oh, I was just saying we met someone, or at least I met someone last week in a practice group who specialized in talking to plants and trees and saying that each one is an emissary of joy. And a representative of all that Gaia brings.
Ooh. That's what I was in the middle of, and I'm sorry I got frozen, but I was walking down the street around the time pollen was coming off the trees, and I actually saw the pollen leaving the tree, and it looked like a spray of water. And I've never
Wow.
seen that before. And I mean, like, these things talk to you if you can catch them quick enough. You know, that's kind of what I thought. That's awesome. All right. So Annette Hartford, she's been having some dizziness. Annette, you know, besides the fact that it could be blood pressure, which I think we should say, I've had it myself, and I think it's ascension energies, but I'll let the ladies do their thing.
Oh, well, that's really interesting. So right away, first of all, I want to say, always consult your doctor. Okay,
Absolutely.
that being said, they showed me you kind of with a wrap around your head. It almost looked like a swami wrap around your head. And they said, we're working on her a little bit. And I thought I was going to kind of just accept that as the answer, but I asked, like, what are you doing, a little bit more? And it seems like they're working on your third eye. And to me, your third eye looked a little pink, and it probably should be more bluey purple. And they said she's not done baking yet. And I'm like, okay, whatever that means. Yeah.
That's good. Oh, well,
I'll go with that. Although I will add to the physical part of it, blood pressure, as you said, hydration and potassium. Make sure that all those bases are covered in addition to talking to your doctor. But I think the third eye work sounds very reasonable to me too.
Yeah.
So I got this card first, a new friendship. It could be that you have a new guide. I don't know, a new guide coming in or a new way of building something. It says, you know, you're in isolation, you have been or were in isolation. And of course, you probably didn't have the opportunity to have a real friendship outside of the house at the time. But I say they're telling me it's building your inner strength. And so that wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't your third eye. They're building that inner strength so you'll be able to see inward. Yeah, that's kind of what I feel like too. So that's awesome. Yeah. Wow. Thanks, new people, for coming in. It's nice to see you all. And thank you, Juno and others, for reading in the chat. Heather and Juno and others. Yep. Yes, I will do it, Sylvia. I think you're next. Yep. Hang on. Sylvia wonders if her mom has anything to share with her from the other side. She tried to contact her by calling out for her, but somehow can't connect. And she wonders if we can help. Yes. And Camp Sue, you'll be next.
What's your mom's name, Sylvia?
Yeah. Give us your mom's first name, Sylvia, please. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just helps make it a little faster.
Mm-hmm. Mary.
Mary. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I see cream and blue colors that make me think of like a chintz coffee pot, a teapot, or chintz china, or more white than blue though. And I hear, daughter, please take time to enjoy the loveliness of life. Take time to sit down and have a cup of tea or coffee. Your job here is to enjoy and to enjoy the 3D world. You know, actually, I mean, we're all eventually just going to go back up to heaven, and we won't have a body. And she's telling you to enjoy being a person, enjoy that body. And she's just kind of showing it to me in just such a polite way with this chintz tea set, just very, very polite. Yeah.
That's perfect that you saw green and blue, because the first thing I got was my throat chakra, the blue one lit up, and then my heart chakra. And the heart is just overflowing with love. And it kept sort of saying, speak your truth, stand up for yourself, don't hold back, and speak from it's both speak from the heart, although it was more the throat going into the heart. And so it's like, speak to the hearts of others. Maybe that's it. When you speak from your heart, you're speaking to the other person's heart too. So there's a lot about communication and really honest communication about what you really truly feel. And
Wow.
what she really truly feels about you is huge, huge amounts of love.
Absolutely.
Oh, and she loved tea sets.
Isn't that great? Terry, you got that. Look at that. That's so that, because you said that before you said coffee, you said tea. Sit and have some tea.
Yeah. That's the whole chintz tea set thing
Yeah,
going on.
Yeah. My mom always had a cup of tea and something sweet, like at 3:00 in the afternoon. And so if you were over her house, then you had to have that as well. So I understand that really well. And I love that about it. I got some really interesting cards here for you, Sylvia. I get inner gifts. Look at that beautiful grotto. She says you have a lot of inner gifts, talents that you may have overlooked, but you are going to be uncovering those talents. The fact that you're here, the fact that you're with this spiritual community, anybody in this spiritual community, it means that you have talents and you just may not realize it, or you haven't uncovered them yet, or they may be different from anybody else's, but that they're available to you. They're often to be found after you've looked high and low, and you just kind of sit down and go, oh, I can't find out, and then they come. That happens an awful lot. She says she's a personal guide of yours. She is in your spirit family, and she is your guardian angel. She's always behind you. She's always with you. And it was always destined that she be there. You have been together many, many times. And so she says, don't worry about me. I'm connected with you. You should be able to feel me if you can't hear me, but maybe you eventually will be able to talk with me. But look in your dreams also, Sylvia, because looking in your dreams is another place to see if you can find some answers. So, excellent. All right. Well, we've got one more question today, and then we'll probably we'll do a message for the collective. How's that? So we've got a really sad thing here that Sue's friend passed today.
Sorry.
We are very sorry to hear this. The other thing we have to tell you is we'd like to know his first name, or her first name, his or hers. And we need to tell you also that when somebody passes, sometimes it takes a while for them to come through, just so you know, in case we couldn't get a message today. But, it is a he. Okay. Does he have a message for his little girls? And how can I think you ladies can help with this part. What can I say to make his little girls feel better? So.
Yeah, because sometimes.
It's Mike.
Actually, it's hard to read through the grief over here, not the grief over there. There's no grief over there.
Yep. So his name is Mike, but it's very close to you, and it's very wavering between the sides. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome, Sylvia. I'm glad it did.
So I was shown, I think I saw Mike on the stage, but right away he disappeared, and all I can see is a moon, a full moon, a huge, huge full moon. And the full moon looks almost a little yellowish, and the dark places on it almost look a little rusty colored. And I heard that old phrase, "I love you to the moon and back." And just as I said that, I got a little bit of a correction that said that's not far enough. The moon is too close now.
Yeah.
To the universe and back. But just let his daughters know that he loves them. I get the feeling that he would like them to look at the moon, or maybe when there's a new full moon, maybe point out how much he loves them, and that they could look at the moon and think about him. I'm a little unsure what the moon means, but other than that, that's what I get.
Okay.
Well, I usually don't get songs, but I got a couple of songs. And right away I heard, Irene, good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams. So maybe tell them his dad can visit them in their dreams sometimes. And I heard, I'll always be there for you. I'll always be your dad. I haven't left. I'm still here. I'm just different. And when you grow up and have your own kids, I'm going to be their granddad. I'll always be your dad, and I'll be there no matter how old you get, no matter what. And then I heard just call out, call out your name, and wherever I am. That one, I forget the name of it.
You've got a friend.
Yes,
what it is.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
That gave me chills all over my body.
Yeah.
I was getting the feels on that one too.
Yeah. And, she said he was kind of jaundiced in appearance. And when you were talking, ladies, she got some goosebumps from that.
Good.
So,
Good.
I pulled 3 cards. The first one was Waking the Lion. And I don't know if he was a Leo or not. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't a Leo, but I'm getting here that, he's just showing up on the other side or getting ready to go to the other side. I don't know. So it's like waking up again, being born into a new place, being born into and this is how he feels about everybody back here. They're all broken open, and yes. And you wrote that you were broken in the right when I pulled this card. So yes. But look, there's a communication here. The stars bring that communication. And that's kind of like what Terry said about, the moon and back isn't far enough. I love you for wherever you are. But as far as talking to the little girls, he wants you to make sure that they know you are a caring connection and that you are there to support them, even though their dad is gone. And that means everything to people. And, if they're little or even if they were older, we don't know that right from the very beginning. We think that, everything is just so grief-stricken. It's very difficult to even read on something like that. But you would be a caring connection just to reach out, maybe give them a hug and let them know, your dad was a great guy, or tell stories. That's what I get to. Tell them not now, but maybe later. I found a picture of my childhood friend over Mother's Day, and I sent it to her daughter, who was my goddaughter. And I said, look at this old school picture. And there's everybody she loved that's already pretty much on the other side. And I said, she loves you. And she, made her day. So it was a caring connection. So 4 and 7. Oh, the 4-year-old's a Leo. Okay. Wow. All right. The songs are awesome, she says. Yeah.
Good.
I'm so sorry. Those are, okay. They are, you tell them bedtime stories. Awesome. Yep. You'll be able to tell them eventually, your daddy and I used to do this, or your daddy and I. Yeah. You'll be able to do that when they get a little bit older. They'll be asking you, Sue.
Yep. But even they love to hear stories about.
They do.
Their dad or
your grandparents or whatever. Yeah. Yep. Yep. All right. So we are we're right at the hour, but we're going to do a quick message from the midst, I guess. Anything that you feel is important to share with the community? Oh, I think they will, Camp Sue. I think they'll be reaching out to you eventually. So, yeah. All right.
I'm going to draw a card.
That's fine. Yeah. It is Debsy. You're right. I love it.
Wow. They just kind of pushed this card into my hand.
Did they?
I've never drawn it before. I love it.
Cool.
And they're saying right now, this is the priestesses of light. They're saying,
oh,
it's time for tenderness and compassion with ourselves. We got a lot of work coming up, and true love and compassion.
Absolutely.
Let's see it. There we go.
Wow. Thank you, Terry.
It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
When I tuned in, I saw flowers right away. First bouquets of flowers and then fields of spring flowers. And the message was to soak it all up, soak up the beauty of the season and savor it and save it in your heart like a touchstone, something you can go back to, because there's always going to be rough times ahead. And from what we know from listening to our reader friends who do political stuff, things might be rocky. So just get out in nature, look at everything, the trees budding out and all the spring beauty, and just put it in there as a keepsake. And then I did draw a card from Sacred Earth Oracle, and it was productivity.
Oh, beautiful.
It too is sort of a beautiful, beautiful version of being out in nature and being tied to the earth. And that is probably the most productive thing we can do right now, is to just be in tune with Gaia and her beauty as she puts on the spring show. It's like the
Yes.
fashion world. It's the spring world is coming up.
Yeah.
And we can all go to the show.
That's awesome. Oh, yes. Spring is so much to teach us if we would only go out there. And so I got teacher.
Of course.
And it says learning a new path. We have to live in a different world. We are living in a different world. We've been having to live in a different world for so long now. And we can't get to where we need to be following the old path. We have to be pioneers and pave a new path. Remembering also that we are all students and all teachers. And that's very, very important, because just because somebody is a teacher, like me, I'm a professor, or there's a teacher, they're teachers, yes, but we're all teachers. We teach each other how to love each other. We teach each other how people can treat us. We teach each other about different things that we might have found out about or learned. And so, yes, remember that learning a new path is what we have to do right now. And this too shall pass. This too shall.
Wow.
For coming by. We send you all lots of love, and we'll see you next week. Yeah. Take care of yourself.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.